Hi, I'm here doing structural edits still. I will be doing them for another week at least. Please excuse me from looking a bit windswept. We've got, Storm Betty here in the UK at the moment. So it's been rainy and very, very windy, very blustery. So I've recently been out with my dogs on the headland, which it wasn't a long walk, I can tell you that right now, because it was very, very blustery and the wind came again. I mean, not the wind, the rain. So as you can see, my hair's a bit whatever. I did try, but it's a mess. Anyway, I'm here with my coffee and I thought I'd have a chat with you before I go back to my structural edits. So lots here, as I said before. The thing with structural edits is it's about the whole structure of the book. So it can, I mean, I had to rewrite the poppy field. I had to completely rewrite it. I think it was about 8 pages, so 7 pages here is actually slightly better. Different editor, different genre actually of book. And she was quite right, and I had to remove 8 characters. And the book was a lot better for that. I mean, you know, for all that work, it actually was a USA Today bestseller. It was my first USA Today bestseller, which was enormously exciting. You know, that's why you have editors, because they actually know what they're doing. And I'm lucky that mine certainly have. And so one of the things, for example, in this book is there's a reason the main character makes some very, very big life-changing decision. And so, for example, one of the things in here might be, can we go into a bit more detail? So obviously you have to step away, you have to make sure you've got the actual detail correct, that your research is actually obviously bang on correct. So of course you can, but then that will have to weave all the way through the book. So any changes you make, most of them tend to then, the changes have to then flow through the rest of the book. And that's why structural edits can take time. As you can see, they're all highlighted. I also have notes in a notebook. I also have notes here. Yeah, it's a lot of work. It gets my brain working, gets me confused. Walking the dog certainly helps sort of clear some of it. If you would see me driving around, or indeed walking the dogs, I do tend to talk the dogs anyway. But even if I was walking by myself, you would probably see me talking to myself and probably arguing with myself. And you probably think, that woman's got issues, but it's just me trying to work through all my different issues that I'm trying to sort out. So that's what I'm still doing this week. What else we've got? Oh yes, so I noticed there are an awful lot more books on children in read. John Jackson, author, he has shared a lot about children in read. So children in read, if you haven't seen my previous videos about it, it is the biggest online book auction in the world. You have all sorts of people donate books. So authors donate signed copies of their books. In some cases, you can get dedications. Some are UK only, but the author pays for the postage, so you don't have to. So you bid, and online, it's all very easy. You can bid anonymously should you wish. And the highest bidder gets the book, can ask for the dedication if one is there, one available, and then the author will sign it and send the book to you. All very exciting. So we've got the likes of Jane Fallon, Millie Johnson, Lisa Jewell, Jill Mansell, all sorts of fabulous authors have their books up on the auction. We all donate our books for free for the auction. I've got the Poppy Sisters up this year. So I love taking part. I've taken part the last, I don't know if it's since the beginning, possibly, but certainly the last few years anyway. And I love it. I also do a lot of bidding. And John Jackson, as I said, he's got a Facebook page and he shares a lot about it. And I think when my book first went up and it first launched this year, I think they had 400 and something books on there. I'm not sure. There are now, I think it's 650. So an awful lot to choose from. Every genre. You've got factual, like non-fiction history. You've got rom-com. You've got historical romance. You've got science fiction. an awful lot. You've got children's books, an awful lot, and I think they make perfect Christmas presents. I would probably say that because I have bid for an awful lot of the books, and my family every year will get they will get signed copies of other authors' books as Christmas presents, or as part of their Christmas present, whatever. So definitely worth looking at. I will link below. It's jumblebee.co.uk is where the auction is, but all the proceeds go to BBC Children in Need. So it's a wonderful charity. So if you haven't started bidding yet, definitely do. I know I keep going back every few days, and because you get an email confirming your bid, and then you get an email if you've been outbid. I think at the moment the Poppy Sisters is currently, a signed copy of the Poppy Sisters is currently at, I think it's £15, I think I saw yesterday. I don't know if it's gone up, but it was £15 yesterday. So it's all very exciting. So it's not, I don't think that's terribly much for a signed copy of somebody's book. And as I said, Tricia Ashley's also there. You get there's an awful lot of fabulous authors on there. So I love it every year. So if you're looking for ideas for Christmas presents, jolly good idea, I think. And it's when Children in Need is on TV that in November, mid-November, that's when the auction ends. So you probably have about less than a month now to actually do your bidding. Sorry, my dog Jarvie has just come up to say hello. So yes, we've got that on the go at the moment. Lots of autumn books out, which is really exciting, and lots of winter books out, which is very exciting. I've got a couple of winter books, so I have, oh gosh, I'm going to stand up. I have got that one and that one. So in my, well, it was called On the Boardwalk series, but it's actually now a Golden Sands Bay series, exactly the same books. So Winter Whimsy is book 3. And that is clearly a winter book. It says winter, so a Christmas book. And Snow Angels. Snow Angels, so one assumes that it gives it title, gives it away, and snow on the cover, I guess. So that's also another winter book, another Christmas book in the series. That's book 5. There are currently 5 books in the series. I wonder if I can, oh gosh, what am I doing? Move that slightly so you can see the books behind me. Up there. So, yes, so I love winter books. I think especially after we've had such a long summer. I mean, summer wasn't so good for quite a lot of it, was it? But then it's been fabulous for weeks and weeks, and now we've got our storm. But to be honest, I actually don't mind it being a little bit cooler now, because it was warm for an awfully long time, and I do love the change of seasons. So that's what I'm doing. I've sort of backed down hatches, as it were, for Storm Betty. We've had our walk today, and I'm going to be doing some more structural edits for a couple of hours, and then we'll go inside and watch some TV. I don't know what you're enjoying on the telly, but there's so much good stuff on at the moment. And I think it's Bake Off tonight. I do love Bake Off. Do you love Bake Off? I'm an avid fan. My daughter contacted me, I think it was 2 years ago, and when I had just finished completing, I was about to send off the forms for Bake Off, and I told her, she said, "Oh, what are you doing, Mum?" And I said, "Oh, I'm just about to finish the forms to apply to be on Bake Off, Great British Bake Off." And she said, "Mum, when was the last time you baked anything?" Well, I said, "I haven't baked for years, but it's worth a try, isn't it? I mean, I'm a great one, obviously, believing in you should give it a go." The fact that the people who are actually on the programme, I think they've beaten, something like 12,000 other people to get on the show, and clearly know a hell of a lot more than I probably ever will about baking. I don't know what made me think that was a good idea. She said, "Mum, I think you need to just think a bit more carefully about this before applying." So I didn't. And now I look back and I think, oh, thank heavens I didn't do that. I'd much rather watch it, because I really am no baker. I honestly don't know what I was thinking. But as I said, I'm a great one for giving it a go. But I think you've got to have some talent in something before you probably give it a go. And I do not have any talent in baking. So I was getting ahead of myself there. Right, I suppose I better get going. I've got a couple of book recommendations for you this week. One of them is The Stolen Ones by Gwyn Bennett. I'm about to start that book. I cannot wait. I'm so excited. It's the first book in a brand new series. So that's very exciting. That's what I'll be doing over the next couple of days. I am coming towards the end of, I'm going to get the title wrong, The End of the World Detective Agency by Joe Silver. Absolutely loving every second of it. yes, absolutely loving every second of it. So I can recommend, well, I know Gwyn Bennett's books, I love them, so I can recommend her books. I know this one's going to be good, and I'm in for a treat. I've heard from a friend of mine, I'm definitely in for a treat. And also Joe Silver's book, fantastic. So I hope you have a wonderful week. Let me know if you've got any questions, and if you haven't already, and if you want to keep up with my weekly waffles, whatever they are, please subscribe below. And thanks for joining me again. Oh, cheers. Just spilled my coffee. Ugh.